I'm Nisha LaShawn.
And I'm T. Renee.
And we're the hosts of the Shawn and Renee Show.
Yay!
Yes! You heard it. The Shawn and Renee Show.
Yes.
We are in the making of developing a talk show together as hosts.
Yes.
Where Detroit meets Flint.
Hey!
Period. Yes.
Yes.
What inspired us to start a talk show?
Well, it started with a conversation in Atlanta, one of our favorite cities. Mm-hmm. I think it was like 2021. We were sitting at a table, just discussing all kind of topics.
It was like the Uno slaps was happening on the table.
It was.
It started off very aggressive, the conversation. You know how black folks be with Uno cards.
Yes, indeed. And it started with a conversation, and we were just discussing all topics from politics, family, life, being a woman. And we were just like, you know what? We need to take this public.
We do. The conversation was just getting too good not to share. Exactly. Share with the masses.
Exactly.
We are one of those people that really love conversation. We have a love for conversation, and conversation honestly moves the culture.
Yes.
And we want to be a part of it.
Yes.
The inspiration is really something that came from a natural passion of ours.
Yes.
We love people.
Yes.
We love curating spaces of positivity. So this endeavor is going to be interesting.
Yes.
So we welcome you on the journey.
Come with us.
Come along with us.
It's going to be fun, I promise.
We are no experts of any kind.
Other than life experiences.
Life experience and just our love, again, for people.
Yes.
So come along on the journey as we educate ourselves, educating you, and again, pushing a culture forward. Now.
Yes, ma'am.
I got some randomness on my mind.
Okay, go ahead.
First of all, now that we're embarking on this new adventure, you know, of creators of sorts.
Yes.
I've been researching and looking at so many different people that's in the space, and there's so many that I can say that I look up to. Mm-hmm. I love Kevin on stage.
Yes.
I love him. His whole family, him, wife, and the kids.
Yes.
Melissa, shout out to you. I don't know how you managed kids all this time, but bless your heart.
Yes, because he sounds like a handful, Jesus. Pray.
We got to give a shout out to Miss Tabitha Brown.
Oh, she is definitely an inspiration. I love her polite checks.
She's one of those people that knows how to create a space of positivity.
Yes,
like
she does.
Her voice alone is like that warm embrace.
Yes, a warm hug, but maybe don't try.
Don't try.
Don't try, Miss Tab.
Mr. Chance, you know he's security.
Yes.
Please don't try Miss Brown because Chance don't play about his woman. I love seeing it.
I love it. It's just so beautiful to see.
You know the one thing I always say about Miss Tabitha Brown? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't want to be her friend in real life.
You do say that.
I said, no, I don't want to be her friend in real life. Because it's the whole thing about a friend in your head.
Yeah.
She's an inspiration, but it was like never a friend in my head.
Yes. But I told you, Tab don't play. Because them polite checks, I'll be like, don't do it.
And to clarify, why I always said I could not be friends with Miss Tabitha Brown because it seemed like she would not give me no space to be messy. Anytime I try to be messy, she gonna be trying to pray.
No.
I'm like, no, I want to meet me. What you mean? We gotta be positive right now. I don't know.
No, Miss Tab do that polite. Don't try it.
Don't try it. She's so safe and sanctified.
And I appreciate that. Don't try it, baby.
So safe and sanctified.
Find you something safe to do. I love it.
Tell me I gotta act right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You do. And it's okay. That's why we created this space for us where we can meet. when we read
verbally. Because I don't get in the streets no more. I call the popo. My back hurt, ankle swollen. Knees is weak.
It's true. Yes.
Yeah, I'm a little different now.
I'm not gonna say that I won't, but just don't try.
Who else we love? Who else we love in the space?
We love the everybody that is on the prime time. We love Sherry.
We do.
Sherry is such.
I'm so happy to see her in this space right now.
Yes.
To see her career move from like the Jamie Foxx show,
yes,
to what it is now. That's somebody so I can say, okay, everything was designed by God, aligned
yes,
by the stars. And Miss Sherry is a sister in Christ. She talks about it all the time.
Yeah, I love her spirit. She has a beautiful spirit. I love her. Yes.
I can't hate on Sherry.
Yes,
she's so lovable.
Yes, she is.
Let's see who else. Who else we got?
Let's see. It's quite a few of them that have shows. I like Tamara's angle most times.
You know, Tamara Hall, she gives me, I went to school for journalism, and I'm serious about this thing right here. Because when the girlies go on Tamara Hall show, you can tell that they're used to speaking to bloggers who didn't necessarily get the journalism skill, the degree, the credentials.
Yes.
So when they get on Tamara Hall show, they be clutching their pearls like, Barbara Walters type of question.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm not prepared for this.
Yeah, because she do her research.
She do her research.
Yeah.
They be so confused on her show, but we love Tamara Hall.
And I love The View because Whoopi is my spirit.
The View?
Whoopi is my spirit. When I say, when she be letting it, she be, I be like, Whoopi.
You know it's on and popping when Whoopi do this to the camera.
When she sit up,
she look dead into that camera and be like, "You funky dog head."
I love Whoopi. Like,
she look dead into the camera. And she be so serious.
Yeah.
You can't, and the audience be quiet and sitting. Like,
we don't get a whooping. Like, we don't know if we should respond, but we don't know what to say. But I love Whoopi Goldberg. Like, I love her.
Whoopi is in charge of the girls.
Yes.
Even her career outside of the
yes,
the representation.
Oh my God,
that she provided us Black girls at a time when there was next to nothing of women that looked like her, had the features like her, hair like her, dressed like her. Because you gotta think about it. At that time, Whoopi wasn't somebody that was like super like soft and feminine presenting in comparison to some of the other ladies that were in the field at the time.
But she made her lane and she stayed in it and she navigated it and she expanded on it because she's an EGOT. Stop playing with her.
Stop playing with her.
Stop playing with her. That's why I love her.
She love got Whoopi. The letters behind her name.
Yeah, you can't tell me nothing bad about Whoopi because, it's almost fighting words.
Anytime people go onto The View, they can hardly get their interview out before they're like, Whoopi, I love you.
Yes. And
when I was a little girl,
I get it.
Cause I
get it. Because if I ever get a chance to meet her, I'm be like, big hug. I just want to lay in your bosom. Just hug.
Yeah, she is an icon.
Yeah, I love her. I just love her. But yeah, those are some of our inspirations because, in this space, you have a chance to grow. And those women have made a lane for themselves and persevered.
We have a chance to grow because those ladies have persevered.
Yes.
Trailblazed already.
Yes.
So the path is a little smoother for us coming behind them, and we definitely appreciate them.
Definitely. Thank you.
We love our girlies.
Thank you.
Even Tabitha Brown. I feel like she would give me a whooping. She heard some of the mess that came out of my mouth.
Miss Tab will whoop you. I think she would chuckle and be like,
you did wrong when it's like the end of the show. They're like, let me talk to you. You've been cutting up, baby. What am I supposed to say that? You've been cutting up, baby.
And you be like,
what you supposed to say when an auntie approach you like that? You just melt.
You just
like, I have. I have.
Just acknowledge it and take it for what it is.
And that's all you can do is just move on.
Yes.
Okay. So shout out to the girls.
Yes.
Shout out to the girls.
Yes. So you want to tell them our 5 pillars? Because we got 5 pillars.
Again, we went to the space.
Yes.
So y'all don't know us for real.
Yes.
Neither one of us are big social media people.
Mm-mm.
Personally, on a personal level, neither one of us. So you're not going to be able to find much on either one of us on the internet.
Mm-mm.
We're pretty private people when you talk about it in a personal sense.
Yes.
So we wanted to take the time to talk to you all and just give you tidbits on who we are as individuals.
Yes.
Give you more insight on our views, positions, perspective on certain topics.
And what makes us tick.
Yes. What makes us tick, our triggers. all that jazz.
Yes, because our personalities, we always get, y'all so cool. I like being around you. You fun. Where you been? I don't see you. You a vibe. And we be like, thank you.
But I must go home.
I must go home. You cannot hold me captive.
Okay, so 5 pillars.
Yes, ma'am.
The 5 things that make us us.
Yes.
Okay. I made a list.
Mm-hmm.
I came prepared. I shall not be unprepared.
Mm. You give your 5, I give my 5.
Okay.
What's your new 5? This will be my number 5.
Number 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a talker.
Yes, you are.
I'm a talker. I am truly a believer in communication. Communication pushes our society forward. And it's so sad when I come across people who feel disempowered in speech.
Yeah.
And they're not able to articulate the things that they need in life.
This is true.
The things that they want out of life.
This is true.
You see these people on the job. They walk out those annual reviews.
Frazzled.
They ain't got no money out the deal. They gave them a 5-cent increase.
Yes.
And it's usually because they were not able to effectively communicate their value.
This is true.
And you can have value comparable to gold and platinum.
This is true.
But if you're not able to communicate that to the people around you,
yes,
you will find life full of dead ends.
Yes.
And it's very unfortunate that that's the society we live in, but it's necessary to your survival as an individual, whoever you are. Doesn't matter gender, race, all of that. It really does not matter.
Speaking up for yourself is a main thing. You have to be able to communicate across the board in life, in work, just in general.
Also, too, we are believers. We are both Christians, and we'll divulge more into that later. Mm-hmm. But even our faith speaks about the words that come out of your mouth. Yep. How much power that your words possess. You can change environments just off of your words. You walk into a room and you got those people that are walking like, good morning, everyone. And the room just be as dry as before they walk in, and you have those people that are able to just use their words to just light up a room.
Yep, speak life.
Speak life into other people.
Yes.
You have those folks that can just grab your hand and say, how are you doing today?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you okay?
And you feel seen.
You feel it.
You feel it.
And your words have to come with genuine intent.
Yes.
Your words will fall on deaf ears if it's not backed up with genuine intent.
This is true.
So anytime I communicate with people, I try to make it very clear and obvious that I really do care to understand you. I'm not just talking just to be talking.
Right.
I'm talking because I really want to get a level of understanding from the soul.
Right.
The pits of your soul, I want to be able to understand you.
Right.
And I want you to understand me.
Right.
It is a very isolating and lonely experience to live in a world where nobody understands you.
This is true.
I mean, it's horrible.
And you see people day to day living like that, and You can't save them all, but at least your interaction with them, if you can be the positive that they see every time they encounter you, it makes a difference.
It makes a huge difference. I'm also the middle child. And it's a lot of stereotypes about the middle child. Mm-hmm. And I fit all the stereotypes. They ain't lying about those middle children. Mm-hmm. We are a little special. Mm-hmm. We just like to be heard. So naturally, growing up, I had to make sure, my sister is way older than me, and then I got the baby brother that's way younger than me. Mm-hmm. So what she needed was so important. What he needed, he the baby. Mm-hmm. And then it's me. I'm like, wait a minute now. I got needs too. Okay? If I didn't communicate those needs, I would have been left in the dust.
But see, that's the thing. Your siblings, because I know them, they talk, but not to everybody.
No. No. My siblings, they're not talkers like me. I'm gonna just put it like that.
Yeah.
They're not talkers like me. I will talk to anybody. I don't care if it's the bum in front of Popeye. Hey, what's up? You eat today? You ain't getting no drug money, but if you want this 2-piece, I'll get it for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, ma'am. Mm-hmm. I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah, but see, they're different. They talk, but not to everybody.
Yeah, it's for sure. So yeah, communication is important to me. Yeah. I value it with the highest regard. Mm-hmm. Written and verbal communication.
Yes.
Comprehension is a gift from God.
Amen.
Okay? I don't care what y'all say. You can only teach comprehension so far in school.
Yes.
It is a natural gift to be able to wrap your mind around concepts.
Yes.
So,
well, my fifth pillar, my number 5 is love. I am a person, everything I do, I try to lead with love because I want every interaction, like we just talked about, I want people to understand that it's coming from a kind place because it takes nothing to be kind. Mm-hmm. People, today, I think we are living in one of the cruelest times where people just get off on cruelty. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like if I could be the positive in somebody's life, every time they interact with me, if I can say, girl, you wearing it. Come on, earrings. Come on, you look beautiful. You look great. And I sincerely mean it. So I always lead with love because love is one of those things where it's an action. You have to show the love. You have to be the love. And I feel like that's a lost art right now. We don't show each other enough love anymore. It's just always, I don't want to be bothered. Well, sometimes you can tell from the energy that somebody needs a hug or a kind word.
And you haven't had a hug in a long time.
A long time.
You haven't had a warm embrace from somebody that loved you in a long time.
Yeah, so it's just like, just be kind, show love, give love. It costs nothing. You're not going to lose anything by doing it. So that is one of my main pillars. I like to, when you leave me, you're in a calm state. You have spoken to somebody who loves you and cares about you, and that you're going to have, everything is going to work out.
What do you think that's about? Like how our society has shifted so much from share your sugar with your neighbor to don't even speak to your neighbor and don't give them eye contact.
I just think that people have been so guarded. And it's not that, that you shouldn't have your guard up because sometimes people take advantage. Mm-hmm. So I think people are living in a guarded, way of thinking, I don't want to help nobody because they might hurt me. Yeah, it is some instances where you do got to have your antennas up I'm not going to engage. But if you could just give a kind word and say, I hope you be blessed. I hope you have a great day. I think it will make a difference in the world. But I get it. People have been burned. People who have been good Samaritans have encountered things where they've been harmed and people have taken advantage of them. And I totally get that. You don't want to be a victim of somebody doing something to you in a cruel way. But then I try to circle back and be like, okay, well, baby, why are you waking up today to go do something meaningful to somebody? What's going on with you?
You need to pause.
Stop.
Pause. Let's dissect why you feel this urge.
Let's think about this. Why is it okay for you to wake up and want to do some harm? When I wake up in the morning, I be like, thank you, Lord, you kept me through the night, and I woke up.
You know what? I've been thinking about that too, that I feel like our society has shifted to like this survivalist environment.
Yeah, definitely. Fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Every time.
Fight or flight environments. And people are caught on the hamster wheel.
Yes.
Of paying these bills on time.
Yep.
You know, feeding these kids.
Yep.
Making sure the utilities are on.
Yep.
You work on multiple jobs. The kids got to go to their extracurricular activities.
Yes.
There's no time for just, you know what, I'm just checking in on you.
You all right?
You all right? Mm-hmm. People go home and go to bed.
Yep.
They don't talk to their loved ones for weeks on end.
I go home and go to bed. It's me. I'm going home and go to bed. But I text everybody. Everybody get a text. I tell them I love them. It's me that go home and go to bed.
You don't count, see? You don't count. She does her part.
I do.
When she woke up this morning, I can tell everybody good morning. She don't count. She's so warm and fuzzy, it don't make no sense.
I mean, I do my part to be the energy that people need. So yeah, but yeah, that is part. People are in fight or flight. But I just want them to realize, like, when COVID happened, y'all had to be in the house with each other. So it's just like, what's going on?
When COVID happened, that was the most impactful experiment that we have had.
True.
In this decade.
Yes, but my thing is, y'all was at the house with each other, and I will admit, they said domestic violence and everything rose, and violent assaults rose during that time. But my thing is, look at why you were mad. You're mad because you had to be with your family. Like, come on.
But here's the thing. So the life on the hamster wheel, right?
Yep. That is it.
When you ripping and running and you don't have time for genuine human interaction,
true,
goes back to the art of conversation, those genuine conversations. And now COVID happens. You sitting there and you like, I don't even know my husband.
Yes.
I don't like my kids. These kids belong to me. They're brats.
Yes.
This is what the teacher's been dealing with. Yeah, you got little monsters and you ain't even know it.
Didn't know it.
Your wife is a bitch. Your husband is crazy. You
And
ain't know he had DV up in him until y'all was at the house. You ain't know he was an abuser until you had time to be at the house.
Yep. And he couldn't go to work. And go have his beer after work.
You did not know that one beer
was saving your life.
And that's crazy because, like I said, it was a huge experiment on the habits that we've created when it comes to our social interaction.
Absolutely.
We are not building genuine bonds with each other.
Not anymore.
There is no actual connection within these families on a spiritual, holistic level.
That's true.
They're just in relationship with one another.
Yep.
Based upon proximity. I know you my daddy. I'm the kids. This the husband. That's it.
Yep.
And it's really sad. And that's one of the motivations why we started our show as well, because we wanted to talk about and discuss a lot of those pain points that create familiar environments like that.
Yes. And
to where it just...
we can break it down step by step. Like, this is where we need to just work on some things as a community, because we are missing key points and context clues like, hey, we're not paying attention. Stuff is getting out of hand.
It's getting out of hand. You got to take care of it and not ignore it.
Ignore it. And sweep it under the rug, because this rug is getting higher and higher. Now, ma'am, what is your fourth pillar?
I'm having a quarter life crisis. A beginning of life crisis.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, friend. It's gonna be all right. I promise it's gonna be all right.
Is it though?
It is. I promise.
Is it?
Hey, I'm a living witness. Look at me. I survived.
And I use the word crisis very loosely.
Yes.
Because it's not a crisis. It's honestly a beautiful thing.
Yes.
When you get to the point, okay, the first 2 decades of life, at minimum, the first 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
I would say sometimes even the first 3 decades.
Yeah.
You are spending time.
Yep.
Following the instructions of your mother and your father.
Yep.
Your elders. The educators.
Yes.
The people that's in your community that were responsible for developing you as a human being.
Yes.
Okay? Then you get to the point to where you're like, okay, all of that advice was great.
Mm-hmm.
I tried it, but it's not working out for me.
Yes.
As an individual.
Yes.
Not to say what mom and daddy and them taught you was wrong.
Mm-mm.
You just get to a point to where you're like, okay, I went to school. I got the degree. I came home and I wasn't drunk. I ain't tried no drugs. Mm-hmm. I am not on crack. I follow all the instructions.
Right.
But you still get to that place to where once all of the dust settles, you done graduated from school, you got the job, and you're like, I don't even like this.
I don't even like my degree. I don't like my student loans. I don't like nothing that's going on in my life right now.
None of this is me. Like, you get to that point to where you realize I followed the manual that was provided to me to a T.
Yes.
I followed the instruction.
Yes.
I didn't throw the instructions in the trash.
No, you gotta keep the manual. The manual is necessary, but some of this stuff you just be like, I hear a lot of people say, I go to work so I don't get fired.
and that's the end of it.
That's it.
So now I'm at the point where I see that the manual is valuable.
Yes.
Shout out to the people who raised me.
Hey, thank you.
But it's that curve that happens to where you have to start figuring out what you actually like for yourself outside of what you were told.
Yep.
And now I feel like the world is such an oyster. Like I can do pretty much anything I want to do.
Yep, you can.
But that's the crisis of it all. Because you can do anything you want to do.
This is true.
You start to think like, okay, which direction should I go in?
I can fly a helicopter.
I can fly a helicopter. I actually can go to space if I want to go to space. I could really do it.
Yeah.
You get confused. You get startled. You get scared.
Yep.
You get intimidated. You know, you start second guessing yourself, questioning yourself because the world is your oyster and you have all these opportunities to do whatever.
Yeah.
It does feel overwhelming at a certain point when you realize, oh, I got to make the decisions by myself for myself.
Absolutely. And I got to try to lock in and make sure I'm going down the right path and I'm not going to hit this big old sign like, wait.
And guess what? When something go wrong, I gotta deal with the consequences by myself.
Yes.
Ain't nobody saying me. It's me cleaning it up.
Yes.
It's me cleaning it up.
Yes.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Because it has its pros and cons.
It has its pros and cons.
Absolutely.
And it is very much so a liberating experience. And I'm able to say no to that, no to that, no to that. I don't care. No. Yes. Period. Not the long explanation behind it.
Oh, no.
It used to be the no with the long explanation. Now it's just no.
Because I don't want to is a perfect answer. And I need everybody to utilize that sometimes. If you don't want to engage in things that bring your energy down, your spirit down, that's going to be negative, and you going to bed upset because you have experiences, it's okay to say, I don't want to. And you don't have to follow up with nothing. I don't want to. It's perfectly fine.
Also, when you get to that point to where you refer back to that manual that you were raised on, and you have that epiphany, and you're like, okay, the manual is great, but it's just not me. You process and really think about the things that you value when you had a mindset of creativity before the world shut all of that down.
Yes.
Because as you grow older and you go to school and life becomes more realistic, we lose that imaginative perspective that wonder that we had as children, to where our minds were just so creative and just happy.
Yep.
I feel like I'm back at that space now, to where when I thought I could be the next Barbara Walters when I was in elementary school, and I was watching her on The View, and I'm like, ooh, that lady don't play.
Yes.
I love me some Barbara.
Yeah.
But then life comes at you, and then the next thing you know, you working at a banking institution, just I'm making money, but it's like, did I really want to be here, or was this just the path that was most logical and safe?
Yeah.
The answer according to the manual.
Yeah. So be gainfully employed.
Yeah, to be gainfully employed. That's
to take care of yourself.
Gainfully employed with benefits, retirement package, and all that stuff. That's what they tell you to do. And don't do drugs, right?
Yeah.
Don't have kids out of wedlock. Yeah. All of those basic outlines is what they tell you.
Correct.
But they forget to tell you that you can do all of that and still be happy in the path that you chose. You don't have to
lose your creativity.
Throw away happiness. Lose your creativity just to get health insurance benefits?
Yes.
They forgot to tell me that.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody tell me.
No. That's part of the manual they left out, because they just like, go to work, be a productive citizen of society, stay out of trouble. But they forgot, don't lose your imagination. Don't lose your creative side. Don't lose that your wonder spirit of, you know what? I can do that. I can do that and this.
And this. I'm going to add this as a caveat, because y'all like to tussle. Y'all like to tussle. Okay? I don't mind fighting a little bit. But this is what you got to know. When you get to this space that I'm in right now, where you're like, oh, life is just so wonderful, fantastical. Don't get in that space just to look back at your parents and be like, why you ain't tell me?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Or why you ain't let me?
Don't do it.
I could have been.
Don't do it.
Should have been.
Don't do it.
You get mad at your parents over the things that they didn't tell you. You get mad at them over the things that they didn't know themselves. For me, personally, I'm speaking on my personal experience. My parents are from the South. They grew up in the 50s and 60s. What do you expect their experience was growing up?
And for it to translate to you.
And to translate to me.
Correct.
They're telling me the tools that were valuable to them in the 60s. But I had to live my life in 2004.
Right.
Right. And it's a vast difference between their experience, what they knew and saw valuable.
That's right.
Okay. And what I actually experienced in the new millennium.
Right.
I can't judge them for not knowing.
They didn't know.
You cannot judge them for not knowing. They did the best they could with what they had.
Because we got to remember, it was on the job training.
On the job training.
Parenting is on the job training. They took the tools that they were given from their parents, trickled it down to us, for us to trickle down to our children. So when you've been on the job training, you can only do your best until you know to do better. So this is our generation. We know to do better. We know we need to go to therapy. You
know therapy wasn't available to them like that. And you mad at your parent because they don't understand a simple concept like intersectionality. And you're mad at them about it. Why?
Yes.
You knew they grew up in the backwoods of Arkansas. What you expect?
Backwoods of Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, North Carolina. Give them grace.
Give them grace. That's really what it boils down to. Give your parents grace.
Yeah.
They only know what they know.
Yes.
That's why over time generations are supposed to get better and better and better. So be that better. Pulling back on your parents is not going to push you forward.
No.
It's not going to do anything for your mental at all. So I just wanted to add that disclaimer and disclosure because, again, y'all really like to tussle. Y'all be on the internet dragging your parents for filth.
Like, I am a I can't get my life together. Well, that's a choice, baby.
Oh, Lord.
That's a choice because when you find out what I've been through and what she's been through, you're gonna be like, oh, okay.
It's gonna come together.
Yes. Okay, my fourth pillar is loyalty.
Said I'm geeked and I'm fired up.
Hey. So loyalty is something to me that I feel like if I care about you, whether we fall out, have an argument, be friends for the rest of our lives, I'm always going to remain loyal to you at all times. It don't matter. Can't nobody come to me about you. Can't nobody say nothing to me about you because I got your back. Because I've had people come to me and try to talk to me about some of my friends, and when they left, yeah, we can't play with her about nobody because I'm going to check it. And you ain't going to even know I checked it because one of them things that we are missing in society, we don't have each other back enough. So when I say I got your back, I'm going to double down on it every time. I've had it. I've lived it. I've been through it where people have tried to come to me about specific people in my life, and I never faltered no time. And they always left like, yeah, we can't play with her because she is loyal to and I'm loyal to a fault. It's just like, because I feel like when you got people in your life that, you know, you truly care about, they bless your heart and you bless their heart. You have genuine relationships with them and you guys are genuinely caring for each other. Why would you switch up on them? Like, seriously, why would you switch up on those people that you genuinely know have your back? And even if we fall out, baby, I take everything to the grave.
What is this now with people that are friends can't have disagreements and differences of opinions and still be friends?
Exactly.
Why is it that your friends have to think exactly like you?
Yep.
Present themselves exactly like you.
Yep.
In order to be comparable in friendship.
Yeah, same with family. If you don't agree with what auntie whatever say, oh, you not my niece no more.
Yeah.
What?
Not comparable, compatible.
Compatible, yeah.
This is what happens a lot. I know I was joking about Tabitha Brown earlier today about her not letting me be messy and we was friends. But quite honestly, some of y'all need to tell your friends, cut the crap.
This is true.
Cut the crap. Like, enough already.
Yeah.
I've known you for 10 years and all you do is talk about other people.
Yes.
Cut it.
Yes.
I love you, but it's time to level up.
This is true.
It's time to level up.
And that comes with the loyalty. You're trusting me to be able to say, hey, we're done with that topic. It's okay, baby. Right. I love you.
You're right.
It's okay. And that's where the loyalty part comes in. It's just like, you know what? We're going to change the station. Because 1, we're not going to have a pity party. 2, we're not going to dwell on things that are not making us advance as a person. And 3, it's just time to change topics.
Lift your hands. Come to the altar.
Yes.
Give your life to the Lord.
And that's part of loyalty. You trusting this person to be able to do that check and balance. And vice versa.
And some people, they create friendships because they want minions.
Yes.
And they don't actually want friends of equal.
No, they don't want authentic. They got to be the top dog.
Yep. That requires some visits to a therapist to figure out why you got to have that top dog energy.
That's a superiority complex.
Yeah. It's a lot with that.
Yeah.
We could have a whole episode about friendships and the dynamics of friendship in itself. It's so loaded. It's so many things within that thing right there.
Oh, Jesus. But
we got to do better.
We do.
We got to do better.
It's okay. You're not going to always agree, but that don't mean burn the whole friendship to the ground.
Burn the whole friendship to the ground. Burn the reputation.
Yes.
You on social media, the tweets,
yes,
the posts. And then next thing you know, you got the quotation memes and stuff about how loyalty ain't in the streets and oh God.
Well, first of all,
somebody talking about that misery.
And then my favorite one is I wish y'all would get out my business. Well, excuse me, you wrote a whole page on Facebook about this person. What do you mean get out your business? We wouldn't know.
We would have never known, baby. We wouldn't have never known.
If you hadn't aired this person out. So now we're like, okay, well, they ain't friends no more. But then 2 months later, y'all skipping down the street.
Oh, God.
So all I say is, if you're not genuinely going to be friends with somebody and y'all can't check and balance on each other, part ways, but the relationships that you can navigate that, please stay loyal to each other. It's no need to air nobody out. It's no need to kick nobody's door in. It's none of that is necessary.
It's not necessary. Have this talk with yourself whenever you develop new relationships of any kind. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter if it's family, friends, romantic partners.
Correct.
You have to pause and say, what is it that I value most about myself?
Yep.
What is it that I value most and require from others?
Yep.
You already said it. I value loyalty. Mm-hmm. I value genuine connection.
Yes.
Not shallow conversation.
No.
Is this person spiritual? Do they believe in the same thing I believe?
Exactly.
Because I personally don't like to argue about my religion.
No.
So some people can take it, but me personally, I can't.
Yeah.
Now, pause. If that person doesn't meet that personal criteria for you, you don't need to be their friend just because they got a new G-Wagon. When you already know at the base of who you are,
it's surface level.
It's opposite of the base of who they are.
Yep.
Okay.
It's all surface.
We are building bonds based upon things that are not withstanding and long lasting.
Yep. Materialistic and transactional.
Transactional. This person can skip lines at the club. Mm-hmm. That's not my best friend. Mm-mm. This person is able to give me a discount at the Louis Vuitton stuff. That's not my best friend. This person works for the airlines. Great. I get my flights on discount. Mm-hmm. Now we're friends. No, we can't build friendships or romantic partnership based upon transactional things.
Yes.
All of this stuff is fleeting.
Yes.
You never know. We're all one diagnosis away from losing everything.
Yes.
Humble thyself.
Yes.
Is this person gonna be there, my romantic partner? Can I depend on you to buy my Depends if I'm laid up
in the hospital?
Are you gonna wipe my crack if needed?
Yes.
Or at least pay for somebody to come in and make sure it is clean.
Right.
I mean, think realistically. Life is too hard to not pick people that you can really
rely on
and go through the storm, weather the storm with. So,
and definitely you got to look at that big picture. Like,
tell yourself to breathe.
Is this sustainable? Is this interaction sustainable?
Yeah, is it gonna last? Is it gonna last, or is it gonna be to my detriment?
Yes, because it's a lot of people in detrimental relationships, situationships, friendships. And you just be wondering, like, okay, so how long do you think that's gonna last, baby?
Until some folks will tell you right up, like, I don't think it's gonna last long enough, but I'm about to just ride this way.
And it's okay. Be real with yourself. Just know, like, hey, this ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. And we might not be friends. We're associates. When I see you, ain't no smoke. But we can't be that cemented friendship. And that's fine.
That's fine. Hi, about hey.
Yep. I wish you no malice.
Sure.
Yes.
80 people over there.
That's it. Simple.
So
what's your third pillar?
We got number 3.
Yeah.
As a woman.
you are.
As a woman, baby. As a woman.
You are.
A woman, a black woman.
Yes.
Every bit that comes with that experience. I love that for me.
Yes.
I like being on this side of things.
I do. Me too.
I thoroughly enjoy being a woman, being a black woman.
I agree.
I mean, we got the sauce.
Yes.
We got the juice.
Yes, we do. And
the residence.
Yes. And it's just, they joke about Black Girl Magic, but it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing because when we show up and speak for the culture, people listen, because 9 times out of 10, we didn't let y'all fly by the seat of your pants, and we just stand in the cut like, all right, we gonna see how long this gonna go on. And then when we step to the forefront and voice our concerns and let you know, baby, come on, we ain't gotta do all this. We can do this in a better way, in a productive way, and we can get results that don't take 25 years.
What's his name? That used to host the Daily Show.
Trevor Noah. Mm-hmm. Trevor said, if you want to know what you're supposed to do in these United States, talk to a Black woman. Go on YouTube, Google it. He said it. He said, if you want to know what to do as a person in these United States, talk to a Black woman. He said, because we don't have the time to F around and find out. And he was 1000% correct. Black women, we don't have time to F around and find out because we don't have that luxury to play. The
soft places to land.
Yes.
If we mess up on the same level as some of our counterparts.
Right.
And it's sad.
It is.
When you think about it, because if you sit and you think about it long enough, so many of our experiences that resulted in harm is simply because we, in this society, don't have soft places to land. Like I think about women like Sandra Bland. Something as minor as a traffic stop turned into
her
death on the most tragic level.
Yes.
When I think about all those women,
Breonna Taylor, she was just at home.
So many.
She was just at home in her bed.
Yeah, so many we can name and just go through those different experiences. We simply just don't have the space, but yet we find a way to triumph.
Yep.
We find our way to be a part in society that is not expected of us.
Yes.
We're always expected to lose.
Yep. But we always persevere.
We always persevere.
And we do it in a loving way. Even when you treat us the worst, we still...
Girl, I was just about to say that. I said, all the stuff we done went through, we still out here giving people hugs, giving them that sweet auntie energy.
Girl.
You would think that we would be bitter trolls under the bridge.
But we're not.
Based upon the things that we have experienced. And that's the magic of us. Although I never told you this. I don't like the term Black girl magic.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay.
This is why.
Please.
This is why.
Educate the people.
Black girl magic gives me very laborious energy.
No, okay.
Because when you think about a magician is up there doing tricks for the masses.
This is true.
They entertaining the masses. They are for hire.
This is true.
And on command.
This is true.
Do a trick for me. And
entertain me.
Entertain me.
Yes.
And for us to survive in a lot of spaces, we got to entertain. We have to put on that fake smile and say, hi, guys, I brought the Starbucks for the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, in order for us to survive in so many of these places, we do have to do tricks.
Yeah.
And when I think about that, as a Black woman in corporate spaces, it pisses me off. Yeah. Like, I really get frustrated when I really think about how we have to be magicians, shapeshifters at times. So I try my best not to code switch because I'm an anti-code switcher.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't like having to change who I am inherently in order to make you feel comfortable or feel like I am of any value. I'm not explaining myself no more. Either you see the skill set, you own the bandwagon.
That's where I'm at. I don't shape shift no more.
I'm not shape shifting.
I don't shape shift no more.
My hair is very kinky and coily. I will come to the office with that fro. Don't play about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Reach for my hair if you want to. Where you act up is where you get done up. You're gonna get checked in a moment. So I've done away with that a long time ago. And all of the things that come with having to labor in those spaces to make people feel comfortable. And I've had that conversation recently,
Mm-hmm.
well, you're not making people feel comfortable. You're a little on the edge. And are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what I gave?
Mm-hmm.
Or did I disagree with you?
Mm-hmm. And you didn't like it.
Mm-hmm. And the disagreement was valid.
Right.
See, I'm not saying ladies be at work cutting up and making scenes.
No.
I'm not promoting that.
Not at all. No, that is not.
Don't go to work with a chip on your shoulder trying to be Angela Davis on the job.
Do not cuss them people out because they will escort you out. That is not
about how unnecessary that is.
Yes.
That's unnecessary.
That's energy that people want you to give them. Don't give it to them.
And it's counterproductive.
It is.
It's counterproductive because you're fighting against something, fighting battles that are not really there sometimes.
Right.
And you don't want to go looking for things and fight battles that are not really there.
Right.
Because you have to remember there is a such thing as the human experience. That is even across the board. We all have the same nuanced experiences as humans.
Right.
And then, of course, you do have the male experience. And then you have the woman experience. And then, more specifically, the Black woman experience is what I know most about. Mm-hmm. But you have to remember that not every battle is the Black woman's battle.
Right.
So I'm not saying go to work and be cutting up. Mm-mm. But what I am saying, you should be able to be you, be yourself, be inherently you. And be able to grow and flourish in a way that's not causing you to diminish your spirit.
Exactly. Because that's how I feel. You should definitely take it upon yourself to be yourself. You are enough. That's my whole thing. Mm-hmm. You enough.
You good.
You enough.
You good.
You are enough. And that should shine through. You are enough. Say it to yourself, I am enough.
I am enough. I am enough. Don't be stagnant and fear growth. Because saying I'm enough, again, I got to get this disclosure because some of y'all wheels don't be turning. I got to get this disclosure. Growth and saying that I am enough, they're parallel lines. You can't say, well, I'm enough, I ain't gonna never change.
No, that ain't what we're saying. Like, okay, so please don't go down that rabbit hole. We're not saying that. That's not where we at with it. I'm saying you're enough as in your personality, your spirit, you're enough. You don't have to people please. You don't have to people please. But don't be going in there. Like I say, don't give negative energy because all it is going to be more negative energy. Be the energy you want to receive. And if that one coworker is still nasty to you, just hit her with, well, you have a good day and keep it moving. Because I do it all the time. But for the most part, I'll say about 90% of the people that work with me love me. It is what it is. They love me because it's like I make sure they feel safe. I make sure that when they call me or I need to do something, it's done. So it's like, you can't never say nothing about my work. Mm-hmm. And when you interact with me, I make sure you're comfortable on the phone. They always call me, oh, we just miss you. I can barely go on vacation from my job sometimes. And it's a stressful environment while I'm gone. So I know I'm the peace because I bring the peace. I don't leave my job and I take it with me. Yeah. And that's another thing we got to learn how to do as Black women. Leave them corporate people, their business at the job. Do not take it to your house. Once you clock out, maybe it's done. Because when you get back, it'll be there waiting for you.
It'll be there waiting on you.
Don't take none of your work stuff home. Leave it right there at your desk.
As Black women, the work that you do as a professional doesn't validate you as a human being.
No.
Don't go on that date with that man talking about what you do at work all day and how you be in meetings telling everybody what to do.
Yeah.
That's not necessary.
Yeah.
And it's great. We love climbing corporate ladders of all kinds.
Yes.
But do not validate who you are as a human being, as an individual, based upon the work that you do.
Yep.
It brings back to my original point. I am not spiriting that laborious spirit. I left that below the Mason-Dixon line. Emancipation said we ain't got to do that no more. We don't have to carry the laborious energy and feel like our value is based and rooted in the things that we do.
Yes.
No.
Let that man on that day know I write poetry. I like flowers. My creative side, I paint. That's what he want to know. He don't care that you close $1 billion deal, because if you tell him you closed $1 billion deal, all he just seen was money signs.
That's a whole conversation in itself.
And we're going to get there.
Please know we're going to circle back. We're going to circle back. I love
being a woman.
I love it.
Me too. It's fun over here. It's sometimes dangerous, but it's fun.
It's a little dangerous. Oh, Lord, it's a lot dangerous.
But it's
a lot dangerous. You got to watch your back.
Yeah, but it's fun. But it's fun.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Me neither. It's fun over here. Yeah. Now, my third pillar is protection. I just spoke about how I make sure people feel protected when they're around me. I try to be a safe space. I have godchildren who can come. They know they can come to me. That mom is a phone call, a drive away. So I always want to be that sense of protection for my family, my friends. You know, you safe when you with me. Nothing is going to happen to you. I always say when we travel, I would rather something happen to me than I got to make a phone call to your family saying, I'm so sorry that something has happened. So I always want to be the safe space for people to come and be able to be themselves. Just let me know how they're feeling. And also, when we out and about, we're going to be safe. Like, if it look a little sketchy, I'm like, no, we're not going down that street. We're not going that way. We're not doing this. It's just something about when people walk, when you are especially in a group setting, you have to kind of be like, you know what? We're going to be all right. Because we done been in situations where I had to be like, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right.
She telling the truth. When I say Tasha is like the mom of the group, let me tell you, this is why I had such a high expectation for her when I turned 30. When I turned 30, we went on vacation. We went to brunch.
We did.
With the bottomless mimosas. The plan was we're going to go to brunch and then we're going to go to the museum afterwards to walk it off, right? The bottomless mimosas never got a bottom again. So they remained bottomless for whatever reason. It was the cutoff time. They were supposed to stop being bottomless like, noon?
In my defense.
Or something. And the bartender just kept giving it to us.
In my defense.
Wait a minute now. Hold on. Don't start getting your defense together. Let me tell the people. It's supposed to cut off around noon. The bartender was like, I like y'all. Y'all are so great.
What she just say? What she say? What did you just say?
So the bottomless mimosas never got the bottom again. She witnessed me go down to the pits of hell. And we never made it to the museum. So after the fact, I said, Tasha, why you ain't stop me?
But you made it.
Saw me going to the bottom.
But you were enjoying. But what happened? You were enjoying yourself.
And we never made it to the museum.
It was your birthday. And you had a great time, didn't you? You made it. We made it safely back to the Airbnb.
We made it back.
But in my defense, I have been to DC before, and I told them, "Hey, this place is a vibe." I told them. I warned them. That's my defense. I said, "This place is a vibe." What happened?
It was a vibe. The place was a vibe, and she told me, and I got up in there and acted a plum fool. You would have thought I was the mascot of the place. And she watched it all go down. And I was just like, we went to brunch, went back to the Airbnb, and I laid down. And I woke up like Michael Myers. Like
it was night when she woke up. It was
museum. They left me. They went to the museum.
No.
Total darkness. Mind you, we went at brunch. It was early morning.
But you made it back safely.
Oh, Lord. Such an embarrassment.
But did you make it back safely?
I made it back safe.
My whole point, you made it back safely. But in my defense, I told her the place was a vibe. It was a vibe. And we had a great time. It was her birthday. Why would I stop her from having... This is my thing. I feel like for your birthday, you're supposed to have an amazing time. Did you have an amazing time?
I had too much fun. Because the whole itinerary went to the pits.
But
I never recovered.
But you had an amazing time, right?
I never recovered. I never made it back to the land of the living.
But you had an amazing time.
I did. I enjoyed myself.
Exactly. So I said.
She's telling the truth. She is one of those people that really embraces folks in love.
Yeah.
Anytime my family members meet her, I had a little cousin that recently met her at a family gathering. This is his first time meeting her. She gave him a hug. This is a grown man, mind you. Oh, this is not my little cousin. Ain't no little kid.
No, he's not.
He's a grown man. She gave him a hug and he melted in her arms after the hug. It was the cutest thing. I said, "What is going on here?" Just melted in her arms. So she's telling the truth on that.
I just told him, I said, "You're safe." Before I hugged him, I said, "You're safe." And I hugged him and he was
putty.
He was fine. He was just fine. He held onto my arms like, okay.
So cute.
So I just like to be that for people because a lot of people don't have that. So when you encounter, that I just want people to be safe.
Emotional safety.
It's big.
It's big, and a lot of people don't have it. They don't have it within their own families. It's people who don't have emotional safety within their own relationships.
This is true.
And the emotional safety is just as important as physical safety.
This is true.
Because the mind is a terrible thing to waste, and you can really fry somebody's brain cells
this is true.
to a land of no return.
This is true.
Just by emotionally abusing.
Yes.
Or withholding love.
And also that whole ignoring it.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely dread that when people be like, people ignore me. Okay, baby, I'm not going to ignore you. What we got going on? Let me know. Tell me what's up, because I got you. Mm-hmm. You're not going to be ignored on my watch, because that is the part of making sure people feel seen. That's problem.
A gift in itself. That's from the Lord.
Well, he knows his child.
Don't have it.
I'm his child.
Because I'll be like, what's wrong with you? Well, you looking like you don't belong to nobody. What's going on?
Yep, come on.
She better at it than me. Our number 2.
Yes.
We are children of the Lord.
Yes.
See, we love the Lord.
Yep.
Now, we're going to bring it up a couple times on our show.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's our perspective, our point of view, the things that we've experienced as individuals and how we've been able to sustain with some of the things that we've been through.
Correct.
Now, I always am scared of people who don't have a higher power that they pull on.
Yep. You can be Allah, God, whoever.
I'm scared of those folks. Now, for me, I love Jesus. The way, the truth, and the light, the only begotten Son, all of that.
The one in the manger, all of them.
All of that. Mary's child, all of that. However, when I come across people who don't have anything that they draw on, I am scared for them because humans are so not dependable.
Yes.
You, for your own, so how many times have we set the alarm clock and failed ourselves to just even get up on time, to make it to the gym, to do the most basic thing? We fail ourselves on the daily basis, which I find is so interesting that people are upset when they find failure in other people.
Right.
It's, even though we love each other and we have a friendship, it's not going to be every single day, every single time that I'll be like, I'm happy what she did. And the same thing with me. But at the end of the day, when you have your dependability in a higher power, it removes the expectation that you have on people.
Right.
Because you realize that we're all on the same level. All of us are going to fail at one point in time.
Yep.
And to me, it's just a matter of having something to grasp onto when your experiences become darker and darker.
Yes.
We laugh at TD Jakes. Have you ever been swallowed up?
Yeah.
But baby, when you had a season of for real of darkness,
yes,
where you can hardly breathe,
yes,
you can hardly eat, you can hardly see.
Each day is a stressful event.
Each day you can hardly talk to your loved ones. The
yes.
things that you did for fun, you no longer do. You can't even comb your hair.
Yes.
You can't even get in the shower.
Yes.
You can't stop crying.
Yes.
That's a season of being swallowed up.
Yes.
Where you can't even see light at the end of the tunnel.
Correct.
But baby, when you got Jesus.
What?
For us, when you got Jesus, when you are that person
yes.
that's swallowed up in a space of darkness.
Yes.
The having a way, having a light to where I can say for sure,
yep.
for me as a child of God,
and me too.
There's never been a season of darkness where I did not have a light
at the end of the tunnel. For real. And that's a real thing.
It's never been a time to where I can say I'm experiencing something bad right now. Mm-hmm. It's very hurtful, but I always knew joy cometh in the morning. I never had a season.
I've always heard that voice like, you're going to be all right.
It's going to be all right.
You're going to be all right.
It's going to be something.
And that's why I can testify and tell other people, it's going to be all right. Because I didn't been through it. I didn't heard that voice. You're going to be all right. And I'm going to make sure you get through it. But while you going through it, please learn the lesson that comes along with this. Please pay attention because this is, just remember, this is not an avenue you want to continue to go down. And then when you get to that stage where you've come out of it, that's your testimony. Mm-hmm. You can tell people, look, I didn't know how I was going to do nothing. Pay a bill, take care of myself, or even just get up and just say, you know what? I'm going to be a productive citizen of society.
I'm going to wash my face today.
But when you got Jesus, all that can be possible. He going to say, I know you having a rough day. And if you're going to take this day to be rough, okay, I'm going to give you that. But tomorrow, we're going to do something totally different.
And we are not missionaries. Mm-mm. We're not evangelists. We're not pastors. Nothing. We're not preachers. We are people who had genuine experiences within our faith.
Yes.
These are not made up experiences. There's so many things we can't even put in words.
No.
What it feels like to be touched by God. We can't even find it in Webster's dictionary. Nope. So I'm talking to the people that have had those experiences, those real life moments, so where you're sitting there and you hear the voice of the Lord. Mm-hmm. If it ain't you, it ain't you. You never had that experience. Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine. That's the life that you live. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking to the people that have been through it and know what it's like to feel that little touch.
Yes.
And say, my child, it's going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. I got you.
I got you.
Yep.
You know where we coming from. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the Lord, he shall be mine to the end, and I am his.
Amen.
This is what I mean when I say pick friends. Pick friends that match.
Yeah.
Pick friends that match. I didn't pick my friends because I like your hair.
Right.
Okay. I didn't pick no friends because your BBL look good.
Okay, now.
That's not how I pick my friends.
Not at all.
Do you love the Lord? Huh?
Can I come to you in the middle of the night and say, you should pray for me?
And you going to answer the call and pray for me.
Yes.
So pick your friends that's going to be of value to your life.
Yep.
At the end of the day. Don't just be all willy-nilly, just picking any old body.
That's true. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's our number 2. We are synchronized on that
Thank
one.
you, baby Jesus.
Yes. So what's your number 1?
Number 1. Number 1. Mm-hmm. This is one of those things that I had come to terms with in such a positive way. Mm-hmm. Other people will see it as a negative, but I have come to terms with it in such a impactful way to where it has empowered me and makes me appreciate who I am as an individual. My number 1, I am a sober child of the angel. That's my number one.
Y'all didn't see that, did y'all? Y'all didn't see that coming. Y'all didn't see none of that over here, did y'all? Y'all didn't see none of that, did y'all?
I'm a sober child of an addict. And the reason why that's so important for me to say out loud is because so many people are in adulthood hurt over all of the things that come with having a parent who is dependent or addicted on a substance or alcohol. The experiences for a lot of people are quite traumatizing. So I want to make it clear, I don't want to diminish the experiences of others in no way, shape, or form.
Right.
Because it's some horror stories.
Yes, it is.
I mean, horror stories, the worst of the worst that you can imagine.
Yes.
That was rooted in addiction.
Yes.
And addiction is one of those things that it is the demon, one of the demons of our society. I don't want to say it's a single demon, but it's one of the demons of our society.
Yep.
That as humans, we have yet to figure out how to combat it.
Yeah. Because
we get to figure it out.
Because the addictions can be a gamut of things.
A gamut.
And it's like, it's no rhyme or reason. And when people fail and falter to their addictions, it's just like being that support person, being that child of them, being that family member. That's a different kind of stress.
It's a different kind of stress.
It's a different kind of stress.
And addiction, a lot of times, is rooted in compulsive behaviors.
It is.
And you don't necessarily to have an addictive personality.
No.
You don't have to be addicted to a substance or alcohol. You can have an addictive personality. All you do is work.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people have that problem where all they want to do is make money and they can't think about doing anything else other than making money. You are still tearing your family apart.
Because you're never there.
Because you're never there. Your family don't know you. And all you care about is making money.
Yep.
So, again, the conversation is so vast. It's so deep. It's so wide. When we talk about compulsive behaviors and just simply overdoing it. Now, for me personally, my father struggled with alcoholism, never known him not to be in that struggle. And that's actually what caused him to pass in the end. He just couldn't get over it and all of the health complications that come with living a life in and out of addiction. It's really what did it in the end. Now, in addition to me as an individual, I made a promise to self, and my siblings all feel the same way, to where we just did not dibble and dabble in things. Because we saw firsthand how it can swallow you up.
Yes.
If you go down that path.
Right.
Coming out of childhood and coming to adulthood, right, when you have that transition, you got to go through therapy. You know, you don't just get to be that sober child of an addict by happenstance.
No.
It takes real work and it takes real decision making where you're making decisions not on impulse, but having those deep thought conversations with yourself. This is how I'm going to behave in society because I want to avoid this. I don't want to be involved in this.
That's right. That's correct.
So many of us just, whatever the environment gives us, we just take it.
Yep. Try to maneuver and survive in it. And as we all know, surviving trauma is never easy, but you cannot live in a fight or flight state all your life because you're really mentally tormenting yourself because you don't know if you coming or going or how you going to maneuver. It has to be a calm to your spirit. You can't be in fight or flight because that's you're definitely mentally abusing your own self because it has to be like, you know what? I got to get this settled on me. I can't be in this state of mind all the time because it's not healthy. It's not healthy.
But it's some people that grew up in those environments to where they see both parents struggling with addiction.
Definitely.
They see both parents struggling with addiction.
Definitely.
And they're in the environment where the addiction is all consuming, right?
This is true.
Because there's a difference between I'm not necessarily in the environment with the parents. It's some people that's in the middle of the madness.
Yep.
My house is the crack house.
Yes.
It's some people that's right in the midst of it. And they don't know another reality outside of that.
And that's where you got to go back to leading with love.
Lead those people with love.
Yep.
It goes back to having a sense of community.
That too.
So where when you see that kid and you know that's the environment that kid is living in.
Yep.
Hey, have you ever been to the museum before?
Did you eat today?
Did you eat today?
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you read a book?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of the Harlem Renaissance?
Yeah.
Right? Those conversations are seeds, small seeds that grow and develop over time.
Yep.
And you just never know.
Nope. How blessed, because it could be that one little baby, that little random act of kindness, and they'd be like, you know what? I remember that lady. She made sure I had a nice lunch that day. She made sure I went to a museum. She made sure that I had several books to read. She made sure I got a ride to school that day. She made sure that my clothes were dirty. She went or either washed them for me or bought me something new.
That teacher that looked out for me.
Yes.
You hear those stories of people that come from traumatic upbringing, and they always have that one story.
That one person or two. It'd be one or two people.
Or it'd be multiple people.
Yes.
Sprinkled out through their lives. So where it's like, that was the angel for that time. And then I had this other person.
Yep.
If it wasn't for Miss Mary around the corner, I probably wouldn't have ate that whole summer.
Right.
They have all those small stories that just add up to just love.
Yes.
So when you see those children that go through that, be a part of the community.
Yes.
Don't ridicule them.
No.
It makes all the difference. I'm a product of that. Although my dad dealt with addiction, I had such an awesome community of people that raised me. I was raised in love, and I really don't think life would be what it is now had I not had that community or village of people.
The village is always necessary. We need to really bring that back as men. The village is necessary. We need to stop that whole narrative. Can't nobody tell my child nothing. Well, sometimes you need somebody outside of you to be able to correct your baby or keep your child from being in danger. Sometimes you need that little, you not there, you at work. Look, you know your mama wouldn't want you to be like this. Don't do this. You know this goes against everything she believes. Sometimes you need somebody to do this.
Yeah. And statistically too, when they talk about the people that had one or two parents that battle with addiction, the statistics are quite scary.
Yeah.
You know, according to the numbers, I probably should be like corn on the corner or something, you know.
Or having like five or six kids.
5 or 6 kids, struggling with addiction myself.
Yeah.
Statistically, the numbers are not in favor. So to be able to say, yes, my parent did go through that, and it was very valuable experiences. I think that's one of the things that drove me to go to school and educate and get education in mental health.
Yeah.
And social work. Those experiences really did drive me towards my personal passions. But at the same time, I know that those experiences don't have to be my life.
Right.
I see them for their value, but they don't make me as an individual. So I love being able to say, I'm that sober child. I don't have to pretend like it wasn't what it was.
No, not at all.
But I lift my hands in gratitude.
That's right.
And thank you to my village.
Yes.
Because you had your girl back.
And that's what it's about. So, my number one is I am an only child, and on top of that, I am in that rare club that a lot of people aren't aware of or haven't reached yet. I am in that rare club where both of my parents are deceased. So put in perspective, I'm an only child, and on top of that, both of my parents are deceased. So this is a club that I don't wish on anybody. But this is a club that I champion because when you lose both parents, it's like that parental covering that you had over you. That's a new space that you got to learn how to navigate. And yes, I had people there along the way to help me get through it. But you really have to figure out for yourself, like, okay, now it's just me in a lot of ways. And I got to really figure out, I can't call my mama like, Mama, I can't call her no more. Daddy, I can't call her no more. I got to stand on my own too, for real, because I don't have that backup. Because one thing about my parents, rain, sleet, snow, shine, whatever, they was going to be there. So when you don't have that parental covering, kind of like that backup, it's one of those things where you have to, that's a whole new umbrella that you got to learn how to navigate. And then when you kind of, quote unquote, are doing it by yourself, that's when you get, for me, I got to really know myself. Like, I am strong. I can figure this out on my own. I can call and ask for help and ask questions and ask for directions from other family members and friends of the family and friends. But what was instilled in me from both parents, I can do this. I can manage this, because they made sure I could. That's one of those things where we talked about the manual. You don't throw the manual away back.
You're going to have to refer back to that manual.
You're going to have to run it back.
You're going to have to run it back. It's going to be a time, if things go in natural order, that you're going to be on this side. And you're going to have to reflect back without the manual and say, what would Mama do if she was here? What did she teach me about the situation? What did Daddy say about this? You're going to have to. That's why you never throw it away.
Don't throw the manual away.
It's a funny way of showing you that Mama and Daddy was right.
They knew.
That they knew.
Especially about core things, like just being an overall good person. It's just like your core values, they still there. Don't ever navigate away from that, because that's what they instill with you. To this day, I feel like my parents are watching over me, and every time I feel like I want to do something that would be out of character, I hear this little voice like, now you know, I didn't raise you like that. And that's that. All right, you know what? You're right. Let me reel it back in. Let me think of a better way to do this. You right, because you didn't. So it's just like, it's one of those things. I'm continuing to navigate, because you never stop navigating that until you leave this earth. But it's one of those things that I champion, because a lot of people be like, oh, you should have, like her, surviving a parent of addiction like me. I lost my mother at a very young age. It was, people counted me out. They thought I was going to be pregnant, have a whole bunch of kids, that I wouldn't amount to nothing. But they forgot two things. One, God loved me. I ain't saying I'm his favorite, but I know he loved me. And two, y'all forgot who raised me. I was raised by love. I was raised by people who cared about me. I was raised by people who made sure that I got it.
And you didn't throw out the manual.
And I did not throw out the manual. And I was also raised by people who made sure, whether they were here or not, that I got it. Because at my age now, I still have aha moments like, now that's why my mama would tell me, you know, such and such. And I'd be like, it makes sense now. So you never throw out the manual. And this is, I champion everybody who is in this lane with me, because it's just like, we always feel like nobody understands. No. Understand. So don't ever think like nobody is there, or, you know, you don't have nobody to go to. There's a lot of people that just want, like we've said before, want to be seen. They want to be felt like somebody knows their experience and know that it's going to be all right. So
if you notice, the huge theme here is human connection.
Yes.
Basic human connection. How it goes such a long way just to know I'm not alone in what I'm going through, and I'm not the only one.
Yes.
Because it's the difference between I'm the only one experiencing this misery, meaning I was specially selected to go through this, and everybody else is just happy.
Just skipping and eating ice cream and chilling.
Yes. So it makes you feel different when you go through a struggle with community versus in solitude, in exile, isolation.
Yes.
It's a huge difference. And I can't wait till we talk about grief.
Oh my God.
I mean, we're going to take a deep dive.
Yes, we are.
In the process that you go through when you experience grief.
Yes. Because I don't think people understand the dynamics of it and how you should navigate it. And we're not the experts on it, but baby, we can give you some tools.
And it's one of those experiences that every single human being has to go through.
Exactly.
And it does take heavy hits on our mental health.
Absolutely.
When we experience grief.
Yes.
But it's something that's swept under the rug so often. Yes. We're expected to, everybody dies. Like, that's just how it goes.
Yeah. You'll be all right.
You'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
The job only give you 1, 2, 3, 5.
Maybe. Maybe.
But if you're lucky, days for grief.
Yeah.
And we're just expected to go forward. And there's so many of us who struggle daily when it comes to grief. Grief comes in waves.
Yep.
You have a months at a time where you're feeling okay, and then pow, today's your day.
It could be
grief.
It could be a smell. It could be a TV show. It could be a certain time of the day, and just something just snap, and you be like,
"Wow, I'm grieving again."
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess that's just my day.
Yep, this is gonna be my day. I'm just gonna take this day.
Just ride away. So I can't wait till we do our grief.
Yes,
that's something that is really near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
So
now, what connects us?
Well, we have similar. Both our days. Both our dating days with Charles.
So the ironic thing is, we were raised by a Charles. And anybody who daddy name is Charles,
they the turn up kids.
They not for the weak. If your daddy name Charles, we can relate. We sympathize. We know. We empathize.
Charles of the world. Why y'all be cutting up so bad? What is it about that name that just make y'all just cut up? Mr. Charles.
Yes. And they used to call my daddy Big C, so hey, look, it is one of them things where, you just be like, I love this man.
You know Uncle Charlie on the Gap Band?
Yes.
He was cutting up too back in his day, so he got saved now.
Anybody, Charles, if you've been raised by one.
And I love me some Uncle Charlie. Yes. But I heard your testimony, Uncle Charlie, and I've been to the shows.
Yes.
Why he was cutting up so bad?
Yes. It's something about them Charlies and Charles. If you've been raised by one, being in proximity of one, you know what we mean.
We understand.
It's okay.
We understand. So, I mean, this show is something that we have in common.
Yes.
We really want to ride the wave.
Yes.
And go forward. I'm so excited.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun.
Yes.
To be here with you all.
Yes.
To grow with us.
Yes.
I mean, I just don't have the words. I can't say it enough. How excited I am to go through this process.
This journey is fun. I'm so excited, and I want you guys to just watch your girls. We got y'all. Tap in with us. We're going to go on this ride and journey together. Be ready when we got these episodes.
This is not about to be a 50-50 show.
No.
Talking about who pays what, the head of the household. Should the men eat first? It's bigger fish to fry. So if you're somebody that loves that type of content, this is not the place for you. We're talking about real human experiences, things that bond us on a level beyond the frivolous things.
Yes.
We're not into clickbait.
No.
The drama, the mess.
The propaganda.
I can be messy sometimes. I can't say I ain't gonna be messy.
Right.
But the propaganda, the clickbait, we're just not into that. So if you're ready for a genuine connection, you're a lover of pop culture. Because we like pop culture.
We
too.
do.
We're tapping to those things as well.
We do.
Join us.
Yes.
Come back and see us.
Yes.
We love you dearly.
Yes. Bye.